We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's Randy Bullock now to put toe to leather, and off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Done. 20.
57. Exit.
Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right.
Hey, rip 5-2 on here. Lefty.
Smooth.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Man 5-7.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away. Quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
368.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. Room here to run. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, 28 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Bullock, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot. On 2nd down now. It's Howard, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Slam. Shift. Watch the shift.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Looking deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
This will be taken at the 10.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up the score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. But it's going to be second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Check Mike 57, Mike 57. You don't know no better.
Throwing again. Dalton. Dancing to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack. Although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that. And the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
With it is Jackson. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Sunday.
Now Howard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Here we go. Pac-Man. 180. Oh, here we go. 46 down, man. 5-4. What's this on? Mike is 59. Mike the 59. 6 man. Ram. Check curls. Check 4. Check 4.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bengals 7, Eagles nothing.
Here we go. Waiting. Sunday.
Get him. Slam. Check 3.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Looking to throw on second down. Dalton. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Now it's Sproles. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. Throwing on second down. Wentz. That's caught by Jackson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
82.
From the gun on third down, Wentz. It's complete. It's Sproles. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. First and 10 right at the 20.
Check 24. Check 24.
57.
Here's Wentz to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis in his first half of action. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
No. Off. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Wentz going to throw. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Watch the whip.
At the 20-yard
Sit
line.
down.
Hey. 93, 52, 93, 44.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Hey.
Third down, a The shot here for Dalton. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up fourth. Here's Kevin Huber now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here's Jackson to return. 12 yards on the return that time. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Hey, Delta.
Check safety.
A final shot before half for Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turned that because
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jannard Avery, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Dalton. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Ram.
Back to the air on second down. Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar, 55 yards. And the Eagles have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Again, it's Mixon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, 77 yards. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the set.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Got his man. It's Eifert. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got by.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd, 66 yards. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter.
Go. 180. Set 56. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We begin.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's caught by Jackson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the gun, it's Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Right there on the coverage was the safety, Jesse Bates.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Yeah, not going to get much better than that.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
Check 31. Check 43.
General West.
Dalton gives to Bernard. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence. And you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Passing. It's Dalton. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check three.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins. Back to throw, wins. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Wentz to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's fourth down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And this is caught by Jackson. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. To throw is Wentz. Ertz over the middle. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score Bengals 29, Eagles 26.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. It's still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Elliott on for the extra point. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory.
Makes the score Eagles 33, Bengals 29.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the fourth quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.